Hello everyone and welcome back to Heroes and Fables channel here, presenting Blasters and Bandits episode 8. We've gone 8 episodes, guys. How you feeling so far about the game? 8 episodes in, everybody. You pretty good with it right now?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm just curious to see where things go because it's kind of been like, oh, we're doing just jobs here and there so far, you know?
Yeah. It goes wherever you guys want to take it. You are in charge, so. When we last played, you guys were back on Shadda in the Slime Palace with Geba the Slimy, and you guys ended up getting a job. Who can anybody recap this a little bit better than me? Because we missed a week. We didn't play last week because I was sick. So some of it has kind of gone out of my brain. I know you guys did the warehouse. And that was the majority of last episode, right? Was the warehouse stuff, and then you guys came back to Geba's, completed the job.
Yep.
Saw what was in the box. Ian saw what was in the box.
I sure did.
And then left the room, and then that's where we ended. So yeah, that's kind of what I remember. I think that's the majority of it.
Yeah, the beginning portion was just us, like, we were still, like, walking around. Markus negotiated down the price for the robe of
That's right,
and got that for cheaper. Then we went back to the ship, and then we were just working around for a few days. Jeudy checked out the ship mechanically and cybernetically, or internally, and found that we had a tracker on us. We're on the Trinity Viper, I should say. We discussed what we were going to do regarding that. So Jeudy seemed to be able to be like sort of going forward, ping it off of different areas so they don't know where we are exactly.
That's right.
And shit like that. Markus found too many jobs for us to do before we did the job we were on at the moment. And shit. We learned that Doc had some dealings with past, like, huts. Specifically the Zelon dude.
Zelen or Zelon.
Yeah. That was fucking with the game with us and shit, and he let us know about that situation. And I don't think there was anything else before we went to the warehouse and started doing that. I could be wrong.
No, I think that's it.
Just off the top of my head.
Yeah, we did miss last week, unfortunately, which was due to me being sick. You can't help it when you're sick, so we don't make any excuses for that. Let's go ahead and roll our Destiny points, yeah. So let me go ahead and request that from you guys. Just click that button in the chat. Starting off strong with 2 dark side.
Oh no.
I'm scared.
Oh no.
All right, next to go, not it.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Woo!
Oh no. Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't fuck up.
All right.
Tragic.
That's the way the dice roll.
The galaxies are right, and we just on it.
This is payback for when we destroyed that combat encounter. This is payback.
Yankees, dude.
It is what it is. Okay. All right. You guys are standing out. Ian specifically, you are standing right outside the room of the Slime Palace, where inside the Slime Palace, rather, the room inside the Slime Palace, right outside Geba's private audience chamber that you have just walked out of. You have spotted what was in the box, but I don't think you've told anybody yet, or even if you're going to, what was in the box. I leave it to you. You guys are standing outside Geba's private audience room.
I think if I were to say something, it probably wouldn't be in here. So I'm
Gotcha.
not gonna. I probably will not say that while we're still inside the slime palace. So where you said we were in a private, well, outside his private room.
Yeah,
Just
you're
like-
outside. You're kind of like in there was like a doors, and then a little tiny hallway, and then another doors, right? So it's like sealed up. Like you can walk out into the main floor area if you want to. You're not like locked in or anything like that.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll walk out to the main area then.
Yeah, it's relatively subdued out in the slime palace right now. There's people just kind of chilling, but not really any partying going on.
Just chill, people drinking, just chilling, having a good time. Okay.
Yeah, there's like some Star Wars lo-fi kind of going on in the background.
Gotcha.
People. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Markus, he'll just be like, all right, why don't we head back to the ship and look at
decide our next job from there, right?
decide our next job, but also check out the speeders and the hover curve we had a bit more in depthly now that we have the time, just to see what's all involved there.
Oh, that's right. You guys got the speeder bikes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and then we dismantled the cloaking stuff off them. Where did we
No, we stored them on the ship,
Ah,
so we just have those now.
Yeah. Which I forgot to give you guys exact models for any of that stuff, so I'll have to do that next time. My bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I guess we head back to the ship. Dude, I'm assuming.
yeah, you guys want to head back to the ship? Is that the plan?
yeah.
Okay.
Take our speeders we got and we'll head on over there, right?
Yeah. As you guys exit the doors, kind of like you go to the exit of the slime palace, right? And the doors slowly open up, and you see Kuba's Chica standing there in front of you as the doors kind of open very slowly. There's almost like a whistle in the air as it kind of opens up. And he kind of looks up at you guys as you start out, and he says, I may have a job for you the next time you're in town. And then he just walks off. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
right.
we'll have to keep that in mind in the many other potential jobs we have at the moment.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah, then I guess we just head on over to the ship then, as we were.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
I completely forgot. Yeah.
What'd you forget?
No, I just forgot. You did specifically say like last time together was like, oh yeah, Kuba's got a thing for you outside. Like when y'all get out of here, and I was like, oh yeah, right. I forgot.
Okay. Kubis didn't forget. Kubis never forgets a face. For those of you watching at home, I did in fact roll the obligation table before the game started. That's what that D100 roll is. So I didn't forget this week. I actually remembered. I remembered. I'm so proud that I remembered the thing.
Obligation.
So yeah, that did get done. For those that have watched previously and we didn't do it, we have done it now. Yes. So you guys go back to your ship, no trouble at all. It's it's Nar Shadda. There's always like stuff going on, but for the most part, it's uneventful as you make your way back to the Trinity Viper. Yeah, you guys successfully make it back to the ship, no problem. And yeah,
Cool. All right. So we get back to the ship. We go in, like, and whatever passes for like the little office that Marcus has on this ship that has like all the jobs and shit.
mm-hmm.
he like goes, sits down, is like, all right, like, all right. So thinking about next jobs, I have
What do we have?
multiple different options here. Obviously we have job we received from Geba originally, which was a bounty hunting mission for, I'm trying to remember all the specifics, Josh, but it's been a long while since that very first one. I know it was a bounty hunter mission for like somebody who had went rogue. It was alive or dead.
The disavowed hunter.
Disavowed hunter, alive or dead, didn't matter. It was like 3,400.
Disavowed hunter is wanted alive, and
Alive,
the payment is 6,400 credits.
Oh wait, that's the underown one that.
Oh yeah. Sorry, was there another one?
The very first, there was one Geba gave us originally as like a job that, like I said, this was a while back. This was like
that one's probably expired.
All right, cool. I didn't know if it was expired.
And by expired, I mean I forgot to write it down, so it's definitely expired. And the old GM drinks.
So
that job's not available anymore because I don't remember what it is.
Somebody else went and did it.
Somebody took it. Yeah.
Hey.
Marcus is like, this job was. He takes that one down. He's like, okay, this job got taken. I talked to the people who they were going to take the mission like a few days ago, so I assume they're going. And so we have a job from Krog. Gave me another job that we could do, which would also be a bounty hunting thing. It'd be for disavowed hunter, pays 6,400 credits. They wanted alive. They were last seen in the on-drone sector, and I assume I was given like because I told Krug to like send me all the information. I assume he sent me like an image or a hollow image or some shit. To like know what the fuck this person looks like and shit like that.
Yeah, what the image that you get is it's a humanoid. From what you can tell, they are heavily armored up. They have a helmet on that is like silver, and silver and like black outlines with like a red visor type on it. Not like a definitive. You don't have like a face exactly. You have kind of like what they would wear, probably in their day-to-day job as a former bounty hunter.
Yeah. Okay, so he pulls that up on the hollows. Okay, this is their day-to-day equipment, and armor, and everything. We don't have a read on the exact list of underneath it, but it's a start. Something like that. There was the job over the holiday. It pays significantly less, but it is close by on us in the martial arts system with from the New Republic in identifying an Imperial remnant. I'm not 100% sure like what it specifically said about it. I know there was like an Imperial something that they wanted like in the area, Josh, but like I can't remember like the specific thing that they did for it. But they're in the area, so So we could do that close to home. There was also the job there was also the job transporting some goods to I'm trying to remember what the planet was. But it was basically a job where we get paid in like goods. Some blasters, like some illegal blasters that we probably could sell for 200 or more a pop and shit to the right people. I'm trying to remember the
411
exact.
holdout blasters, I believe, was
Yes,
the
411 holdout blasters, which we could probably sell for some good little bit to some people.
Oh yeah,
So,
the toxic planet. I marked it down here. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, that was the weird. I always forgot what that toxic planet was. I was like, toxic planet. It's like I was trying to
That
remember what
was-
I was
was.
saying this before
Cargo.
while you were
Yeah.
away, Josh, before we started, but we really got to start writing these down in the bounty board.
Oh,
chat.
yeah,
like we
like what I was
Yeah,
what I was doing right
That's
before.
that's on you guys. You have to do that when I give it to
know.
you.
Oh
know,
yeah,
I know.
100%. Like literally, I was before we started. What I was doing was I was listening to the last episode, listening to all the jobs, and starting to type it out, like for like what the fuck we were gonna have to do. But yeah. So we have that. There was also. I feel like there was another one I'm forgetting now. Well, we obviously have the long-standing job with Posh to infiltrate, get the information from the person that he needs. But I don't really. Was that job wasn't like immediate, right? That was like a
like time sensitive, you mean?
yeah. It wasn't time sensitive. Like for right
No.
now, like he was like
From what I recall, that was the one where we had to like sneak into like a
yeah.
fancy person's place and then steal some shit off a terminal or whatever.
Yeah,
Exactly. So
that was on Iridonia, I believe.
Ah,
Right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You did. Yeah. It was. Sorry, from what I remember. Yeah.
Iridonia and get the
Well,
information from the-
based off some of these that we've seen, I think it would best suit our everyone here that maybe we do something cargo related or the information related, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a bounty hunter, so I don't those types of jobs are ones that I would be less likely to, or less inclined to take on, as opposed to some of the other stuff the ship and I assume our crew is more able to tackle. So I would prefer the cargo or the Iridonia mission as opposed to some of the other ones that are going after someone.
Well, I certainly wouldn't say that I'm a bounty hunter, but, getting people to comply with what I'd like them to do or stop fighting what I'd like them to do is a certain skill set that I'm fairly accomplished at.
Doc, we definitely talked about this. You have to get better at phrasing. You have to get better at phrasing.
I'm just saying that if there's a job that involves bringing someone who doesn't want to come in alive, I could probably do that. Just saying.
See, that's better. That's better.
Yeah, that's more acceptable, I will say.
Or going in the right direction. Yes. I have no problems with the jobs. Obviously, all of them have different levels of uh pay for each one. So they're each different on that front. Obviously, if we do the cargo mission and everything like that, it's completely up to us how much we would make off of the job based on our ability to move the product. Which I have no problem with. The information job, I actually, before he says anything, I need to go back and look at this one because I'm genuinely like, I don't know if we actually got what we get paid for that. I'm pretty sure we did. Uh,
For which job?
I don't know. The information job.
The Iridonia one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they told you what you would get.
Yeah. He didn't tell us what we would get from that. So it's like it's one to have, but it's like this one is very fairly open ended in the sense we don't really know what we'd be getting paid for. Obviously, before we did the mission, we checked back in Bosch to get more information, and we probably receive it then. But it's just something to know now. The new public job doesn't pay extremely well, and obviously taking in one of Kevin Hunter's high risk, high reward situation, right? 6,400 credits, but we have to take him in alive, which would probably be a bit of an effort. So it's all different levels of risk involved in each. I have no problem with any of them per se, and everything as long as we have the information going in. So if we want to do the cargo jobs, that's perfectly fine. If we want to do the information job, we can go talk to Harsh.
There is. Maybe you guys could help me find it. Where's Iridonia at on the map here? Because it's the map is gigantic, and I'm like, I've been looking for like 5 minutes and I can't fucking find it.
Iridonia.
Iridonia.
Iridonia, isn't it up here?
Oh, there it is. Right here.
I totally did not play a lot of Final
You know what?
when I was a kid.
I'm gonna add a mark to it. That way we know it's always there. I'll try to do that going forward too. Draw.
Yeah. Toxic planet. Yeah. The toxic.
There we go. Okay. All right. So which job do you guys want to do?
All right.
So, is the cargo one time sensitive or no?
Not at the moment, no. It's
Okay,
you also
well-
don't have to do any of these if you don't want to. You can go do the galaxy is wide open to you guys. Whatever you want to do. If
Right.
you don't want to do a job, you can go. You want to go explore the galaxy? That's totally up to you. We can do whatever. Like that's the name of the game.
I mean, that happened already when we went to Naboo, so I know.
Yeah.
But
All your fuel is covered over in HUD space at the very least as well. So don't worry about if you want to travel around this area and screw around. Feel free. You know, you're not really losing anything.
So what are we feeling then? 'Cause I'm thinking maybe we go to Iridonia or the cargo job. I'm between one of those two.
I mean, other than having a job on Iridonia, I don't really remember much in the way of details.
You can call Hosh if you need to get a refresher.
And we can always contact Hosh and try to get a little bit more details out of what we're, what it is we're supposed to do there exactly, and what the best way to get there would be, and all that. So, or we could do something else, That's kind of what I was leaning towards, either that or the cargo job.
All right. Mm, why not? Let's give Hosh a call. See, well, as long as there's a way with you, Jimmy, and everything, I think you give Hosh a call and see if we can get more information about the job before we start it. At least that's my vote.
Okay.
All
So
right.
you guys want to call Hosh? Is that what the plan is?
Let's contact Hosh again. Yeah.
Okay.
See what other things he can tell us.
Phone Tosh. Beep, boop, boop.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and I guess you guys are just contacting him from the ship, huh? Not like a personal communicator.
Yeah.
So the communication device makes a humming sound as it attempts to connect to Hosh's until there is a beep, and you hear Hosh's voice on the other end of the communication device, and says, "Hello, friends. Oyen, I assume this is your code contacting me. What can I do for you?"
It is. We're contacting you to get some a refresher and perhaps some more details on the Iridonia job.
Yes. What do you need to know? Exactly. Or do you want me to just go over the whole job from the beginning?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind going over it again, and then yeah.
Okay. What I need from you is to... Where did I write this down at? Here it is. Yeah, that's okay. I remember now. He says, I need you to go into one of the local... Where is it? Ah, here it is. There. No, I found it. I'm looking at the wrong link, but I found it. I need you to go into one of the estates, palatial estates, and hack into one of their terminals and retrieve some data for me. And the payment will be... let me get the pay scale for this. One is I have a connection in the area that will cover fuels in the expanse sector, I believe is what it's called. It's expansion region, rather. So you guys see on the map the outer region through here. Pretty much wherever this... Why is my ping not working? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing, that's why. So any of this outer area where these planets are, any of this, you see, would be... not mid-rim. Any of this stuff out here would be covered with fuel costs, which is a good chunk. You wouldn't have to pay fuel if you travel around there. And then there is also some credits here. Let me see here. You guys would probably get paid about 6,000 plus. Sorry, I just need to do some math here. Plus. Sorry, I'm using that new book I was talking to Bigfoot about before we started to come up with a fair enough money thing for you guys. Because I've been a little sparse with the money, and it doesn't need to necessarily be that way. Yeah. Okay. 7,500 credits.
Okay.
For pulling this off without being detected. If you're detected, well, if you're detected, it might be. He looks at the camera. He speaks. He gets a little hushed over the intercom and says, "If you're detected, the whole job's gonna be kaput. You gotta get in, get what I need, and get out without letting anybody know that you have it. At least until you can get it back to me." He says, what you're looking for is some data related to some smuggling operations going on around Trandosia.
Okay.
So that is what you're looking for. Yeah. The target's name, the palatial estate you're looking for, is Ronis Drinda. And I'll give you guys that name in chat. He is a Zabrak businessman. Quite well to do. He's fairly rich. On the planet of Iridonia. Yeah, he lives near the just an outpost on the planet, and I can give you coordinates to that as well. Somewhat populated. You should be able to blend in fairly well.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Jixby. That'll be the name.
Jixby?
Jixby. I'll put it in chat for you.
Jixby,
Jixby Outpost, yeah. He says, that's about all the information I have, unless there is anything else that you want me to look into that you might need to know about.
How heavy is the security on his estate or the surrounding areas?
Surrounding areas, not too much security. I imagine he'll probably have some. It's a palatial estate, right? So he's definitely probably got droids that are guards, I imagine, for the most part. But Hush, like, there's like a pause as he thinks a minute. He's like, there shouldn't be a whole lot of reason for him to like have a whole lot of guards there. He's fairly low profile in terms. So I imagine security will be minimal.
Okay.
And then like not saying this to Hosh, but to the rest of the party.
Anything else you guys want to know that maybe Hosh can tell us before we head out?
Does he know what's being smuggled? I know it's a smuggling operation. Or is that what we're trying to find?
That's probably what you're trying to get is what kind of operation is going on over in the Trandosha area.
I don't have anything really. I feel like we covered security, and everything like that. Yeah, no, I think we have basically everything.
I think we have enough too. So thanks, Hosh. I think that'll be sufficient information for now. I think we'll head on over that way. So we'll contact you when we can. Does your contact over there have a name? What do they look like? So we can know when we get there. At what Jixby outpost you said?
Sorry, you're asking for the name of a contact on the planet? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Well,
did he say there was going to be a contact there, or did he say he
did? He did not. There is nobody there.
Okay. Okay, I guess
he said he had contacts around the area.
Yeah, for fuel, right? Yeah. Okay.
That's yeah.
I got you. Never mind. All right. Cool.
Free fuel, yummy. We love that.
All right, we'll be on our way then, and we'll contact you later, Hosh.
If you run into any difficulties, feel free to reach out. I might be able to swing some help your way, maybe.
All right.
Was it security forces or was it planetary something? It was just
security forces,
like like droids and stuff.
Yeah, it won't be like it's not necessarily in a big city, right? There's probably like it's Jixby Outpost, so it's probably like they probably have like a marshal or a local like law enforcement small presence.
What I'm imagining, Josh? Like, remember KOTOR, like Dantooine, those like the states that you had to with those two.
That's pretty much exactly what it is.
That's kind of what I'm imagining. Yeah.
Now that's kind of how I'm picturing it as I describe it. Like, it's
kind of the vibes I was getting to.
Yeah. It's his estate, so he's gonna have like security droids there. But in terms of like a law enforcement presence, would be probably even less than the security. Probably like just enough people to keep peace, and that's about it.
some government information.
All right, so while we're figuring that out, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up the ship with Chippy and just get it ready to go for our takeoff.
Yeah. Let me go down this page.
Okay, let me open the map so we can fuck up the dragon like.
I need you to make just an easy astragations check. That's 1 purple dice.
Come on, you got this. Best onion.
Hey, first roll of the game.
A failure. Okay.
Well, that's not great, but
you got 2 advantages. With your advantages, you can make the check again with a boost die. Just like you kind of start punching in coordinates, and for some reason, like the computer shuts down in the middle of it, and there's like a power surge that went through Shadda at that moment. So just go ahead and give me the check again with a blue boost die. There we go. All right, so you are able to, with your advantages, the trip will take. It calculates a quick jump route for you, so you'll get there like 25% faster than you normally would. This will save you some fuel.
excellent.
Which would be about okay, sorry. It'll take about 3 days total to get there in hyperspace travel. Sorry.
Okay.
Somebody was knocking at my door that entire time I was trying to figure this out. And that's with your 25% faster. Sorry. So yeah, you guys hit the old hyperspace. Let me
Fly out into space and then the hyperspace.
exactly. That's not the right thing. That is, I hit the wrong thing again. I keep hitting the wrong thing. This is the one. It'll play. I know it will eventually.
Off we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, you got this.
Awesome.
So we'll be in hyperspace for 3 days. So can't look at any. So,
All right.
So it's looking like it's going to be a 3 days travel trip to get to Iridonia. So we got a couple, we got a little bit of time.
Yeah, if there's anything you guys want to do, you have time.
I don't know if we have.
I will definitely make sure to keep the tracker off us, so it's sending false signal. I'm not
Yeah,
sure our exact location.
your redirection device has you headed to Raxus.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So whoever is checking that thinks you're headed for the Outer Rim.
Whoever's checking that can eat some bantha crap, dude.
Yeah.
I think Doc is like kind of carved out of space and is setting up a semi-sterile, kind of era where he could do some cybernetics work should he want to, and by that I mean he has his arm and he really wants to install it.
Yeah. That does raise up a good point that I was going to ask.
Does Doc want help?
Before we started this whole quest, I was going to ask you guys. You guys have been on the ship for a little bit. And when I say it has a crew for a little bit at this point, right? Like, and everybody kind of finds their own space aboard the ship, right? Like, it's Oyen's ship, but you guys all kind of have your little areas on it. Just, in what ways have you changed maybe a little bit? Not permanent changes, but like redecoration, a little bit of your area, for example, of the ship. Oyen, we'll start with you since it is your ship. What does where does Oyen spend most of his time on the ship when they're not necessarily flying? And two, what does that area look like? Just out of curiosity. There is no game benefits to this at all. This is just me being curious. Like, what ways does it reflect you?
Most of the time, I'll be like in the cockpit, with Chippy just checking on the ship and stuff. But when we're not like in flight, or like just we have downtime and we're still on the ship, I have my own quarters that I because like you said, it's my ship, so I definitely have my own quarters with all my stuff on there. I probably have like some war medals and stuff from the rebellion, and like just mementos and like just things from like from that time of the rebellion and whatnot. Just I probably have probably not in this room, but like maybe in this room there's I'm picturing like, so the idea behind this ship is that it's a YT freighter, kind of like Lando's Falcon, like when he had it in Solo, like that, more of a cleaner, like sleek kind of look to it, So the ship is the majority gonna be close to that, but yeah, I mean, there's gonna be like differences and stuff for sure. Like I don't necessarily have like a cape closet like Lando, but I'll have like a closet just for like normal clothes and stuff. So I'll probably have like my old like rebellion flight suit in there just in case, and things like that. So yeah, a lot of it is just like old, like back when I was in the war kind of days. Like here's a lot of cool stuff from back then, like I said, war medals and old the old flight suit, and like just holograms and data pads of like those times and those days, and just list of like some of the battles I've been in and things like that. And yeah, it's just very much so like one of those kind of guys that I was like, now I'm like doing my own thing, as a smuggler and in my own ship and whatnot. But here's a reminder of like why I set out to do what I did, and where kind of like this is where I've been, and that has led me to this point, kind of deal.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. How about you, Doc? What does your area of the ship that you've kind of taken root in? What does that look like? Or in which particular area is it? I can make a guess, but I'm curious to what it actually is for you.
Yeah, if there's like a cargo area or like a tech bay, yeah, that's probably where he's set up. You don't want to be in anybody's way, but he doesn't need a little bit of space. He's got his doctor's kit with like a deployable clean room type thing, um, and like a little chemistry lab where he could mix up his concoctions and medications. Um, so have all that kind of set up. So like it's it's very tidy, and very organized, but you know, cyberpunk mad scientist, little mini lab setup.
Got it. All right. How about you, Marcus? What about you? What kind of like area would you be in, and what does it look like?
I think it'd be like a sort of, if there would have been like a room, like sort of between the like bridge of the ship into the like lower levels of the engine room or whatever, like near where Doc is and shit. Like he would have taken like that and like sort of, it would be sort of set up in like a semi, like just sort of like an open room feel with like a bunch of shit like around it. Like he has like a list of different jobs and shit on like one wall. On the side he has different like uh hollow news and shit on like the other, like keeping track of certain like information going on in the galaxy right now, right? It did just feel like you come in, it's like a sort of like an information hall and shit, like on the ship, of like different shit of like what we know, the players we have, what jobs we could take, different information, just up and around, with like a system for him to like look into different things and everything. Uh, while also still feeling like, cause all of that shit sounds like super intense and shit, right? Like this is like a room where like, he's having like fucking conspiracy theories like a motherfucker and shit like that. Yeah, but the vibe of the room is the opposite of that. It's just chill as fuck. Like it's just like there's a bunch of shit going and everything like that. And it's like if you enter the room, you wouldn't really think that's what's going on the walls and shit. But yeah, it's kind of like a little office for him to like mark out all our different shit, uh, so everybody can see it, and he could, while also being in a position where he can get to everybody and tell him if he finds any information or some shit. Yeah.
What I'm seeing in my head is like the finance bro cave with like all the monitors up on the wall with stock tickers and
Yep,
all this
yep.
stuff going on, but like but also like a lounge, so very very chill.
It's like fucking what's his name? Like M from James Bond. You know what I'm talking about? Like the tech guy and shit. I was just like, I just have a room and shit in the back chilling, just like that type vibes.
Just always carrying a cocktail.
Yep.
Okay. By the way, guys, if I randomly, you probably see me looking around like this. That's because the wind is blowing really hard and we have a storm moving through. So if I just disappear and the stream goes offline, just know shit has happened. So like it's blowing like really loud, so I keep looking over at the window. But But anyway, yeah. Awesome. How about you, Jindy? What would like your area of the ship kind of be and look like?
Let's see. Jendi would definitely be near the engine room most of the time because she wants to make sure that the Viper is in tip-top shape. Doesn't want anything bad happen to it. But her own quarters is a little bit of like a tinker's haven. Like it's not quite as clean and organized, especially one you would think from Chandral. I can't even pronounce the fucking planet's name. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's very messy. There's like bits of probably like hollow pads scattered all over the place, just a bit. And some like little scraps in the corner, but there's some still nice flowers blooming around, like ones from the reminder of home when she was there before she left. And I think that's really about it, besides maybe like some sort of board where she maybe like writes up like plans, maybe ways to improve the ship, ways to improve her arm, maybe just think of new ingenious ways to help out the crew and everything.
Got it. Okay. Now, Doc, you were gonna try to attach those cybernetics you got. Is that what you were gonna try to do?
At least the arm.
The arm.
I don't know that I have much to do with the eye right now, but
yeah. For those of you watching at home, the way cybernetics work, I think, is, and I could be wrong about this, so feel free to correct me if you know better than I. You can have as many up to your brawn unless you have something that lets you go over that. And I believe to attach one, you have to make a hard medicine check. And you're probably going to want help with this, Doc, because if you try to do it to yourself, the difficulty is going to be increased twice. So, at least that is what I've been able to find while I was while I was distracting you guys as I looked into my PDFs to remember how to do this. I believe that is how it works, and at least that's how I'm going to treat it, how it works, until I'm either corrected on it or I find it in the book that really explains it. But I think that's how it works. So yeah. You can attempt to do it yourself, Doc. That it will be a hard check. Is what is a hard check? I think it's 3 purples. Yeah. So if you try to do it yourself, it's gonna be 5 purples.
Wow.
And if you get help,
Do you want mechanical help, Doc? Do you need
well,
it has to be medicine,
it has
right?
to be medicine. Yes, it has to be a medicine check.
I'm pretty sure I'm still good at medicine. Because that's intelligent.
yeah,
I only have
probably
3 in
passively
medicine.
good.
Let's see. Medicine. Nope. I'm not. I only have 4 greens. I don't have a single point trained in it, or a single rank.
Yeah, I only have 3 greens. So.
Yeah. So I think. So if I have Jindy assist.
Jindy can use your dice, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it does. I think that's. I'm trying to think of how that works. I think that I can maybe lend my skill to Jindy's roll, and I have an automatic boost on. Oh, also, if it matters, I don't think it specifically says it, but I do have a 3rd arm because the.
Yeah. That will give you.
Yeah. I think that's what gives me the boost. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Sorry, I'm trying to remember how he can use your. I know he can use your dice. I forget exactly how it works. I'm gonna roll in the moment here. He can just use what you have, and he's assisting you. Let's just do it that way. That way, it's easier. I don't have to look it up, and we don't slow the game too much. So,
Cool.
Jindy, you and Doc are operating, and oh wait, I think I remember how it works now. I had a thing. You can either use your skill ranks or your dice pool. I think is how it works, right? Isn't it like? Well, just use Doc's skill. We'll just roll for Doc. How about that? And then, yeah. So you guys are gonna try to install this cybernetic arm on Doc. So go ahead and give me a medicine check.
The
using
way I
your
think it
skills,
works
Doc.
is I could give him my upgrades, my skill upgrades, and my boost, which would be the same as just me rolling because he's also got 4 intelligence. So, yeah. So for this roll, I think I could probably just roll.
For simplicity's sake, you can roll it.
4 in gang, let's go.
So
And that was tree purple.
that will be 3 purple.
All right, cool. All right, yeah. So Doc takes and like does some adjustments, and then he takes this vial and just sticks it in this little port in the side of his mask, and then like the slits of eyes behind his visor just get real wide, and then and he goes, "Oh, little woozy," and then he just clicks some things, and then his arm just like pops completely off. And then the little third mechanical arm pops up over his shoulder, takes the arm, drops it over the side, and then he waves Jindy over, and then, all right, just hook up the things.
Oh my!
Oh boy!
Oh my god!
Oh wait! I've got a thing. I can convert advantages into successes.
Oh, thank Christ!
Okay.
Jesus.
That's why
That's
we
gonna
do
come
it.
in handy.
That's why
There
we
you go.
do it.
Oh my lordy! Well, you rolled a triumph. I'm gonna lock that down for you at least.
There wasn't any blacks on this roll, but I if there was, I could have removed blacks. And then where is that? Yeah, I can turn 2 advantages into a success on mechanics or medicine checks.
Okay, good. Because you need that. Are you gonna convert both of those into 2 successes, or I don't think it really matters.
In this case, because I'm not building anything, I'm just attaching it. It wouldn't. Well, I could use that extra success to get a bonus attribute from the arm. So, yeah, I will. I'll turn both of those into successes.
Okay, so here's what happens. You guys are in the middle of putting the arm in, and for like a half a second, Doc flatlines, but it just like immediately almost reboots and comes back online. And is alive again. You get like a pulse as the arm kind of attaches, and Doc's kind of like, did I taste the color purple there for a second? And then the arm attaches into the slot, and you guys get it all hooked up together, and it is a successful surgery. Doc, you know how to do your arm. I'm not going to go into any of the details on how it works. So, yeah, you have one new cybernetic arm attached to you with no ill effects. Other than there's like this lingering grape flavor that you're kind of getting. Yeah, it is a success, and you get a triumph.
Good old grape flavor.
Hells yeah.
I don't like grape.
And you have successfully attached a cybernetic arm.
I mean, you have 4 arms now?
No.
You took one off.
I did lose my multi-tool, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But
You just carry around your arm.
I am
I mean-
agile as fuck now, guys.
I mean, I can.
Nice.
I have a skill that lets me. I can take out the multi-tool in the arm and not break the arm. Or what's it called? Where is it? Where is it?
Well, so the arm that I took off and replaced was my multi-tool arm. I left my shooter arm alone. So I replaced the tool the arm that had my multi-tool. So I'll either have to reinstall the multi-tool in this arm, and that's a different role, different operation, or just carry a multi-tool.
Here it is.
We'll see.
Redundant systems. Once per session, you may take redundant system action. Make an easy difficulty mechanics check to harvest components from a functioning device to repair a broken one without breaking the first device.
Device isn't broken, so it doesn't really work in this instance. Well, we can worry about that later. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do during this trip?
Oh, also I took Force Strain to do those to convert those.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But that's gonna in the travel. That's not even gonna matter, I don't think, Loki. So you don't even need to mark it, to be honest with you, because it's gonna heal it after you sleep. Anything else?
I don't think we.
I
I can't do any like shit with the HoloNet like over like while we're in hyperspace, right? Like I'm pretty sure. Like I can't, cause like Markus wants to like look into the dude we're going after or whatever, but like I don't think I can right now.
I'll be honest with you. If you're saying you can't, I don't know. I don't know either. Like that is.
Like I'm just pretty sure because like in all Star Wars though, that I feel like it would be easier if we could research. Like if motherfuckers could look people up while they was in hyperspace, it would happen more. But I'm like, it doesn't ever. So I'm assuming it's impossible. No signal gets out right now.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense that you couldn't, but I could also see like if you made some special modifications, something really hard to do to the ship, maybe if you wanted to, eventually, maybe not now, but eventually, you know, like add something onto the ship that could potentially do that. I think that is a worthy goal. But yeah, I don't know if that's actually like in the. I wish I knew the lore now that you brought that up, because I'm like genuinely like, can you? I don't actually know. But yeah, we'll rule that you can't for now. Just because you didn't think you could, so you probably can't.
Yeah. I don't think so. So yeah, no, I'm just chilling.
Okay.
Probably going over the. What we do know about this job and everything right now. He's just trying to like familiarize himself with as much as possible.
Yeah. In the future, though, Bigfoot, a thing that you, in theory, could do. This is not me telling you what to do at all. It's just like, you know how on our browsers, right, we can download web pages, and like if we want to look at them for later, you could probably do something for that, like with the HoloNet, if you wanted to like save some data to look at later.
I got you.
or you know, or that.
No, yeah, he probably came to him like a little after because we left like basically immediately. So it was like he was probably like, all right, we'll just wait until we get there to do that. He actually, what was it? I just thought of it. I just thought about it. What would I was trying to do the thing of like, could I make a roll to see like if he would know about like Iridonia in general as like a
Like a
planet?
history check?
Yeah, like a history check or shit.
Sure, you could probably do something like that.
Okay. What would that be? Outer Rim, Core?
Let me look at the map. Where's Iridonia located? It's technically mid-rim.
Oh, that isn't a thing. Annoyingly.
But I'd say just because it's like between, you could use either one. You know, if you want to do a core worlds or an outer, either one could probably work here. It's up to you.
Yeah. It annoys me that there isn't a mid-rim one, but they have outer because like the mid-rim is a thing. Like, but yeah, I'll just go with outer rim. What's the difficulty? Nice.
Well, isn't the mid rim considered core worlds though?
Kind
Thought it was.
of. I think you're right. Like they're considered it, but it's like they're like the equivalent of like the what you call it, like the Midwest, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
of like in between shit, to where it's like you don't really, but like
it would only matter for if their skills were different. They're the same, so it for you right now. So it doesn't in terms of skill level. Yeah. So whichever one you want to do.
This is just a lawyer thing. This is just an annoyance. Like it annoys for like it's fine either way. But,
yeah, I'm just thinking mechanics. I'm not thinking.
Yeah, no. What's the difficulty going to be for that?
It'll be pretty easy. Like it'll just be probably one purple die.
One die.
One purple. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we get. Nope.
Turns out you don't know shit.
Don't know shit.
But you got a triumph. Funny enough.
You did get a triumph.
Oh my goodness, these rolls are killing me. Markus. Triumph.
You can't find the information, but you do remember the subscription, but you just can't find it.
With your triumph, Markus, God, how do you determine a triumph for like
how do I use this? I have a thing called knowledge specialization, which is like when a card chooses one knowledge skill, making a skill check may spend a triumph result to gain additional successes equal to ranks in knowledge.
Which one is that?
Knowledge specialization.
Knowledge specialization. Acquire and choose one knowledge skill, make a skill check. May spend triumph spend to gain additional equals to the rank of knowledge specialization. I think you have to declare that you're gonna use it.
Yeah, I also was.
But because you didn't, I mean, just because you didn't like till you looked at it, I'll let you use it now if you want to, and just gain the 2 successes for the triumph, if that's what you want to do. It's because we're still kind of learning, and the talents haven't come up too much yet, and so yeah, and you have it. I mean, look, here's the thing, its activation is passive, right? So technically you have it, and it's not like it's one time. Basically, you can use it, Bigfoot. Let's just take the short. You can use that if you want to.
I got you. All right. Yeah. No, I think I'll usually get 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So here's what you know about Iridonia, which is that it is it is a very tough and arid planet, and see if I can find some better details for you here. We need to go here in live action, IMO, by the way, in like a movie or something. It's homeworld to the Zabrek, which you know. And that the people that live here are very fairly tough people. So as well. God, you know what's fucked up is I have planet readouts for every planet except for this one, with like a shitload of details on them. So I'm kind of grasping a little bit here. Let me look. What do I have? Planetary database. They import like low-tech manufactured goods that work in like an arid environment, as well as exporting things like ore and mostly ore is like their major export for Iridonia. Things of that nature, and that's kind of all you'll get with that knowledge check.
That's cool.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else that they want to do before we arrive at the destination?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
All right. So time passes, and the notification light that you're fixing to arrive to your destination goes off, Oyen. You kind of strap yourself into the pilot seat, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. You come out of hyperspace, which let me do that for you.
We're about to jump out of hyperspace. Prepare yourselves.
And Oyen, as you come out, I'm going to spend a dark side point here to do something narratively. There is a large starship right in front of you that if you don't take evasive maneuvers, you're going to crash into. But before that happens, we're going to take a break.
What?
So we'll be...
What?
I know we're taking our break a little bit early here, but I need to set a few things up. So we will be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. And be right back. All right, guys, we're back for some awesome piloting skills from Oyen as a ship. You've come out of hyperspace. There's a ship right in front of you. For some reason, your proximity alarm did not warn you before you came out of hyperspace. Who knows why? Destiny was not on your side. Go ahead.
Carabast, as I see the ship.
Difficulty will be 2 purple for this, Oyen. You're an extremely skilled pilot, however.
Okay, so planet piloting space 2 difficulty.
Can any of us help?
I'm going
Uh,
to.
That's up to you guys. Was somebody up in the co-pilot seat?
I feel like Marcus would have been like, because that's even like why, like where I
Okay.
put like his fucking office or whatever. That's why one of the reasons.
Gotcha. Okay.
Get to the,
If you're there, you get a blue boost.
all right.
All right, let's do it.
You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Here's what happens.
What happens, Josh? What happens?
What happens is you start to pull up on the stick, right? And
Yeah.
Marcus is hitting buttons in the co-pilot seat, giving you a boost to your engines when you need them, and you pull up, and just there's some miscalculation somewhere along the way, and you shift when you shouldn't shift. The ship kind of shudders a little bit, and you don't full on crash into the ship before. You're an expert pilot, but you do kind of scrape up against it a little bit, suffering a little bit of ship strain. Probably about 3 ship strain. Other than that, it could have been a lot worse, but you're able to kind of skirt it with your advantages there as well.
Skirt.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, Ferric, we took a hit.
It's not the movement skiff.
To leave a mark on that paint job.
Also, did you say system strain?
System
Or is
strain,
it
yeah.
Hull trauma? Okay.
No, you don't hit it
3.
enough to take hold of trauma.
System strain. Okay.
System strain. Just kind of jostled all the electronics within your ship a little bit.
Shit, I should have done that thing.
I think Doc will come like running up from the
Like, that felt dramatic. Is everybody okay?
Well, we pulled out of hyperspace and there was a giant ship here, so we barely scraped it, but we're fine. I think the paint job on the ship might not be so good, but is everybody else okay? Did you feel the impact? Well, I mean,
It was an impact, but like, you know.
did you feel the hit?
It was certainly a noise.
Certainly.
We were able to, scrape past it, so we're okay.
Yeah. Can we see the ship now? Like a better view of it?
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Chippy, can we get a reading on that ship we just passed by?
Yeah, it's just a very
Someone get a plate number.
Yeah.
it came out of nowhere.
Did someone get the access code of that ship?
Yeah. It's just a very like one of those large like cargo ships. The kind that like just hauling a very large amount of probably ore out of the Iridonia system. It looks like they were setting up to go into hyperspace like right when you guys exited it.
We might have pulled out of hyperspace a little too close to Iridonia, so that's probably what happened, but we're okay.
Yeah.
I almost really do want to like call them to like be like, hey, give me your insurance, G. Fuck you done did. Give me your shit. What you mean?
oh man.
Right about that time, your proximity alarm starts going off, Oyen. A little bit late, and then the ship is kind of jostled as the large transport enters hyperspace. really close to you, but doesn't. I don't even think it didn't realize that you guys even scraped up against it. It's such a large vessel. And you guys are kind of jostled once again.
Honking piece of metal out of here.
For the next 2.5 hours, we role play chasing down this space.
I want to so badly.
to
It's
exchange
taking
insurance
so much.
information and then filing a claim.
It's taking so much of my energy not to call this shit.
What you guys don't know is you clipped its fuel line, and when it hit hyperspace, it just exploded into 1,000 pieces. It's scattered across the galaxy now.
And everywhere throughout hyperspace, just pieces of ship are flying out of hyperspace everywhere.
That would be pretty bad for the guy. So,
and then we have a repeat of the fucking High Republic era's hyperspace disaster. Oh man.
Hypotheticals are fun, aren't they, guys?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just so much fun.
All right, yeah. So you calm down now, or you are probably always calm. You guys are used to dealing with this, but I calm down now because, yeah. And the damage is superficial at worst, and will very easily to be repaired for minimal cost, if any cost at all, other than for like, let's just spray over this part of the ship that got kind of scraped up. Yeah, you guys see before you a planet that at a distance and from this range is very red in color, as it is an arid, kind of a dry biome of a planet. Like deserty type. You gonna take her in for our landing, Oyen?
Yes, we're gonna try to land at hold on. Jixby outpost. Yeah, we're gonna try to land at I don't know, like a port or a landing bay or something they might have somewhere.
They'd have a landing pad out there as you kind of go in for a landing, and nobody comes over the comms. It is a small outpost, so there's probably not anybody monitoring air traffic. Think of like DT. When we were playing like Star Wars Galaxies, right? And there's like those little taxi services, and you see the ships come and go. It's something kind of like that. Where you could kind of come in and land your ship. The outpost is like there are buildings like it probably has a population of like, I say outpost, but it's like probably like a couple hundred people maybe. Here there's a lot of like kind of Adobe style buildings, kind of built up around the area, intermixed with Star Wars tech. The weather is it's clear. It's the daytime. And yeah, you can see out the front of your window. But it's obviously kind of like a service droid, kind of rolling up toward. A protocol droid, kind of walking up toward the landing pad. Probably somebody to collect funds for use of like the power and systems and stuff like that. Here. But yeah, you've made it. You've landed at Jixby Outpost.
So we're at Jixby Outpost. I'm gonna walk out the cockpit and as per usual, I'm gonna leave Chippy on the ship and I'm gonna tell him,
be more alert, Chippy. We haven't been here before, so we don't want anyone else sneaking on any tracking beacons or whatever on the ship. So keep an eye out. Keep your scanners peeled, and let me know if anything happens. And we'll try to be back as soon as possible.
And then with that,
Chippy kind of
go
chirps
ahead.
and whistles in response to you, and then kind of starts to work on that system strain that you guys suffered earlier.
Cool. Yeah, and then with that, I'll just walk out, off the landing ramp on the ship and just walk out
Yeah. Okay.
to the pad or whatever.
Yeah, I assume everybody kind of has gathered up and makes their exit for the ship. The way I kind of picture it is you guys are trying to stay somewhat low key, so you're probably fairly covered. You probably have like ponchos on, and-
Funny you say that because I was thinking ponchos too. So yeah, I'm down with that. And I imagine this is kind of like a dusty planet or whatever, right?
Exactly. Like, it's very easy to assume that. So that's definitely what I assumed was you guys probably had ponchos, and
yes, I will
you may
definitely
some
rock
of you may
ponchos.
have hoods up, maybe you don't. I don't know. That's up to you. But yeah, you walk down the ramp, all of you together, and you see a droid, protocol droid, kind of walk up to you and says, "Greetings, I am B6U7. There will be 150 credits for the use of the docking pad, please." He kind of hands out like a data pad to transfer the money over.
Yeah, I'll transfer over the 150 to him.
Was this one of the places that Hush told us he had a contact that could get us free fuel or whatever?
After you complete this job, you will.
After we complete the job. Okay. Sorry.
It's part of the reward.
Which honestly, another reason to do this job, because hey man, if we get, because right now we only got fuel like over in the hut space, right? So we can get it out here, like in the mid rim. That'd be
yeah.
pretty baller.
I think I said expansion region before, but it is mid rim. Because I mislooked at the button. So yeah, pretty much anywhere that's mid rim, you guys will get fuel.
Yeah, so I'll pay the 150 and then
you pay the 150, and you look over and you can see where like some of the paint has been. You see like a large scratch right under the nose of the Trinity Viper. Unfortunately,
I just look at it and just like,
it's cosmetic, but it hurts.
Or it's just like, maybe I should have taken that. They got my information and everything. And is there a cantina or something around?
Yeah. You're asking the droid?
Yeah, he'll be like, is there like a cantina somewhere where we can go and rest our heads for a little bit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right down there is the Dusty Wampa. Please make yourselves at home. He kind of goes about and kind of starts hooking your ship up to like the power and fuel cables. Standard procedure. Nothing unusual going on about that.
All right, do we want to head to the Dusty Wampa?
the Dusty Wampa.
That was the name, correct?
Okay.
That is it.
All right, very well. Let's head on over.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you guys walk
I
down,
don't imagine this place being very big because it's kind of an outpost, right? So
it's not really. It's just kind of like
it's got like a landing pad, it's got a cantina, maybe some shops or whatever, and that's
think like a 4-way stop, right? And the roads would be like just where you walk, and then like next to each of those is like buildings, right? Like there's housing, there's and it's kind of interspread a little bit, but for the most part, it's not very large. Like I said, probably around 200 people live here, so And most of that would be very like cramped living areas, right? Like it's like a little outpost for like mining and stuff like that. So yeah. You guys kind of make your way down the street toward the Dusty Wampa. You can see people kind of out and about. You know, you see some kids playing with like a ball, kind of kicking it around, and you make your way into the Dusty Wampa, which is like it has a sign out front of like a big hairy wampa on it, and make your way inside.
Before we enter, I'm gonna put my hood on from the poncho, because fucking Keldor look cool with hoods on, man.
Yeah, you definitely roll for cool. No, I'm kidding.
How cool do I look?
You know what's
Roll
great?
for
There is a cool skill.
There is. I know there is.
Yeah, you look pretty cool.
You're damn right I do, baby.
To go back to the frozen decimation days, cloak flapping.
Oh yeah, cloak flapping in the wind and the dust.
Chantrick.
Look like a fucking gunslinger walking into a bar like in the old, the Western movies and shit.
Yeah.
Except instead of having a hat on, I got a hood on now.
Mm-hmm. Tumbleweed blows behind you as you walk into the Dusty Wampa.
Yeah.
And getting lost twice in the city.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you guys make your way into the Dusty Wampa, and it is like a small, cramped, little low-key cantina. Most of the people are just you see them like they have like mining attire on, so like coveralls and for the most part, and everybody's just kind of drinking. It isn't all Zabraks. Like there is a mix of like, there's some humans, there's some Rhodians, there's some
some Gran, some
yeah, just a big mix, a little mix of everybody.
Some Nikto.
Yeah. And you make your way in. So you're not really out of place. I mean, it's not that unusual, but
yeah.
But yeah, there's an open table or a booth or whatever, or you can walk up to the bar, or you can chat with anybody in here that you want to. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'm just gonna find a open, I don't know, a spot and just sit down.
Yeah, I guess we'll just sit down there and get a lay of the land. Like, how's the vibe like in here? Like, what's the sort of like how does it feel for like the people in the room? Like,
the general vibe is like, I don't want to say dour, but it's like when you get off work, right, and you come home and you just want to chill. It's kind of like that. It's kind of the mood. There's some light music playing in the background, but for the most part, there's no really there's no loud, boisterous sounds or anything like that. It's just kind of everybody's just chilling out after a hard day's work in probably the mines. Is the general vibe.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we just sit down in open spot.
sit down on an open spot, put my feet up on the table like a gunslinger would, you know. Even though I'm not a gunslinger, you know. Just like scoping out the bar. And I want to do a perception, Josh, to see if it's just like all like mining workers, or if there's maybe like somebody here who maybe like, not that they shouldn't be here, but maybe they're kind of like out of place, because like you say the majority of people here are like dudes who just came off of work and just want to like mellow out and chill out, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Just maybe somebody that maybe is out of place. So
yeah, go ahead and give me that with 2 purple dice.
Damn, my rolls are bad today.
To be fair, nobody's really rolled all.
You fumbled and finagled.
I've yet to
I
roll,
just-
and I'm scared.
I just knew it was all going to turn around when I flipped that dark side point and put that ship in front of you. I knew Daniel was going to roll and fly right over that son of a bitch, and man, was I wrong.
Nope. The bad rolls are continuing, man.
Which makes me feel even dirtier for using that dark side point earlier.
Hey,
So
you're just trying to flip it. It's all good.
So you don't see anybody that's like that would stand out necessarily as not a miner or anybody like that. There's no like higher stationed person, I guess is the word around. It's just kind of everybody gets kind of chilling and drinking now. There is no waitress going around or anything, or any droids or anything like that. But the bartender is looking in your direction. He kind of holds up. He kind of holds up a bottle of spatchka and kind of indicates in your direction. You know, like you want a drink, type deal.
Yep, I'll head over there and
take some spatchka as well. So I'll get up on my seat and head over to the bar.
Yeah.
And so
pours 3 spatchkas in a Colt 45. You know, hands it over.
Is Lando here?
Brought to you by Calrissian Enterprises. Colt 45. It works every time.
Hey, you just faintly in the background, you hear it works every time.
It works every time.
Good Lord. Now take the drinks. Markus will much appreciate to the barkeep.
Mm-hmm. Barkeep is a very large Zabrak, by the way. He is like Brock Lesnar size. That is a very large bartender. Very jacked.
Markus will be like, thanks. And also he'll like ask me, he's like, oh yeah, them. Yes, sorry, we just landed to refuel and do some light repair work and everything. So what's this outpost? Like, what do you do here?
He looks you over, Markus, and says, just a basic mining outpost. Mostly ore. They ship off world to repair ships. Or build ships, or things of that nature.
Of course. So, just curious. Since we'll be here for a little while, at least. What's going on? No, never mind. He just thanked the barkeep for like the info. Moved back to our spot. Did we get like a thing of spatchka for everybody, or
I think he probably just poured one That
I
for
think you just
everybody, right?
boil it.
Like a drink.
It could
Yeah,
it could
yeah.
be it's whatever you guys want. It could be like a cup each for you, or you could get like a pitcher, where you pour
Give me a
yourselves.
flag and a spotchka. No.
Like it. We can fuck that. Fucking.
But after Marcus talks to him, I'm gonna walk up to him and say,
What do you know of somebody named Ronus Drenda? How favorable or unfavorable is this individual between people at your outpost here?
Okay. DT, I need you to make me a little persuasion check.
Fair enough. Actually,
I actually was gonna try to. I was looking at which check I should do as well. Persuasion. Yes, I can do that. Wait,
Give me, it'll be one purple
is that?
dice.
Uh,
I don't think there's
Oh,
a
wait.
persuasion one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so I'll
This
use
it's
would be-
it's a charm. Yeah, charm.
yes. So
Also,
what's the
I-
difficulty?
One purple.
Okay, go ahead.
you
can I
said-
assist with this?
How are you assisting?
Oh no, I have a talent called supporting evidence when assisting with the charm, deception.
No, I got you. Just how are you doing?
Oh yeah, how am I supporting it?
I'm not saying you can't do it. I just want to know how
No,
the
I
dynamic here.
understand.
That's all.
I understand the situation. I guess like when he asked this while I'm talking to him, I will. Damn, how the fuck? What's this way?
Makes you think. That's why I asked.
Yeah, because I'm like in this specific situation, what would be the most beneficial? Can I show a little? Oh, okay. Let's try this angle of when like I'm going to like give the money for the spotchka as like Oyen asked this question, and I show like slight like some more credit that is necessary for like
Oh,
this.
a little flash of the cash.
Yeah, a flash of the cash.
absolutely.
Yeah, like,
Absolutely,
very,
you
like,
can do that.
throwing.
Absolutely, you can do that.
All right, which that adds just a what is it? Automatic advantage.
Yeah.
Uh,
And you'll get a boost as well.
Oh, boost. Okay, so
Yeah. So you
one
automatically get
purple.
an extra advantage than what you have. One purple.
Okay, all right. Let's do it.
Would that be a
2
boost
triumphs.
purple?
Holy shit!
Oh my
damn.
goodness.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow,
It's always Daniel milking the fucking triumphs.
dude. Listen, I'm a charming man. Right?
That's the first double triumph we've had.
I'm waiting for one day someone just rolls all triumphs and just be like,
I'm gonna talk with you guys after the game because I think I might need to change something with how we do XP. So the question is about the guy, about Ronus.
Yeah, the
And what
question
was-
was how well does he know this guy, and what does he know about him, and then like how favorable or unfavorable is the opinion of him and the people of this outpost towards him.
He looks at you, Oyen, and he says, "Well, I know him quite well. He's a smuggler of some ill repute in these parts. He kind of gets a little shifty-eyed and kind of goes down kind of low. He's like, are you law? Are you law enforcement?" He's kind of asking you back.
Let's see.
He's
how do
gonna
I wanna
give you
go
more
about
info.
this?
It's just it just kind of leaned in a little bit on it. He's like,
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide how I want to go. Because
He says, "Listen, I'm not a fan of Drinda. All right.
Wait, I want to get a vibe here of like,
Yeah, you want to read his like
'cause I still, yeah, of
body kind of?
like,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to see it like, it's just one of those situations where it's like, it feels like he'd be more likely to talk to like to give more because he wanted something from the law or type shit. So I don't know what this. I think this would be what perception probably.
Most likely a perception. Yeah, I'll give you advantage. Just not advantage, a boost. Just because of the 2 triumphs earlier, he's very at ease and comfortable with you guys. So,
All right, so
and he's easy to read because he's a very large man.
2 purples. Right?
It'll be 1 purple.
Okay.
Come on, you got this. Let's go.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of.
There you go. So, with your perception, Marcus, you are able to discern from his demeanor, body language, and that he is not asking in like a way that would indicate that he doesn't like the law. He's asking in a way, it's like, can I help you if you're law enforcement? Because I don't like this guy. It's kind of like the vibe you're getting off him. You also notice that he is, it's subtle and hard to tell, but you can look at his face and any exposed like skin area that this guy's probably been in quite a few fights in his day. Probably a lot of like scars. Things of that nature that would indicate like a combative past. You would discern probably a cage fighter just from his size. In general, he's back to talking with you now, Oyen, and says, "Look, I don't like messing with Drinda. Okay, he's a dangerous man. I hear he has." Well, can't prove it, but there's rumblings of slavery going on. He's smuggling, supposedly.
Slavery, huh?
Yeah. But like I said, just rumors, things you hear when people drink too much, you know.
Right. Well, it's
Something of
pretty,
that nature.
serious accusations.
It is what it is. I'm not accusing him of anything. I was just curious if you were law enforcement investigating it. That's all. I would recommend being very careful. He's a very dangerous man.
All right. Right.
Thank you very much. And then I like paid for the spotchka, and also he like, I don't know how much the spotchka would be.
Don't worry about marking credits off for it. Just assume you have enough and can pay it.
Okay. No, I just for the giving him like the extra after for information.
I got you.
And shit.
I got you.
Yeah, and he'll like slide him the amount like and the extra and shit like that. Be like, yeah, thank you for the information.
Yeah. Oyen, since you scored 2 triumphs of this, he's gonna say, it's like, listen, you need any info, you need any help around the area, feel free to contact me. He kind of slides you some contact info over to you, Oyen. You now have a contact on this planet named, he says his name is Rix. Rix Mattis. You can just call him Rix. He says you can just call me Rix.
All right, very well, Rex. Well, we might contact. Keep an eye out on your data pad or your follow communicators, because we just stay alert. Is what I'm trying to say.
And do.
All right, so we head back with the spotchka. Sit down. I guess we relay what the fuck we talked to the bartender about to everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like, so seems it's not particularly well liked around here, though potentially dangerous from what they say, which we already know.
And the rumblings are that his whole smuggling operation that we're supposed to be looking into may or may not have something to do with slavery. But that's what we're here to get to the bottom of, right?
Yes.
So we'll find out if that's true or not. But we also have a contact bartender. Gave me his information. So should we need to contact him, we can do that. Told him to keep an eye out, because probably be headed out there really soon.
So how far, like, how close or how far is the estate from here? Because I mean, this is obviously not in the same area, so it's a little bit of distance. But like,
It's a little bit of a
how long
distance,
do
but you could see it when you flew in. Like it's
Oh, okay.
probably like a 20-minute walk, something like that.
Gotcha.
To get out there to it if you wanted to go on foot. Speeders would be really fast, probably like 5 minutes,
Yeah, no, I think, because I assume we like discussing it, like around the spotchka or drinking the spotchka, and shit.
I
With the next
think
bullshit.
we should probably find a speeder or some sort of transport, because
Well,
depending on how the situation goes at the estate, we're going to need a quick getaway. I mean, well, regardless of how it goes, we're probably going to want a quick getaway.
I mean,
So
our speed is
Yeah, you
kind
guys
of
have speeder bikes.
really good for these because they have cloaking already built in. They're pretty fast.
That's totally true. I kind of forgot we had those, so that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they
so
should fit on the ship. So yeah, they definitely do. They're just
I
bikes.
remember like putting them on the ship, but I don't know,
Yeah.
like just from like, I know we brought them up at the beginning of stream too, and they just
You good.
from then to now. But anyway,
Dude, you
all
know
right,
how my
well,
memory is. I can't remember shit.
we'll make sure those speeders are ready to go. So we'll go check up on them and see if they need any maintenance real quick, and then whenever you guys are ready, we can head out over there. I'm also going to contact Hosh and tell him we're touched down and we're here.
all right, so I guess you like talking to Hosh, we'll go check out the speeders just to like overview them or whatever. Make sure we're good.
Yeah, make sure the speeders are ready to go.
All right.
I'll let Hosh know that we're gonna go try to get this information.
All right. Cool. Do we need to roll anything, Josh, to like check out the speeders, or like we just chilling?
No, you can just. The only time you would need to like roll is if you're actively trying to do something.
Right.
Like, are you gonna try to surfboard on it or anything like that? Because otherwise, you don't really need to roll unless somebody's like taking a shot at you or you're trying to do some crazy maneuver with it. You know, like
Right.
for the most part, it's all general maintenance, which you guys. Anybody can do general maintenance. You guys have Jindy who can fix up anything that would need fixing up. The bikes work and all that, so you don't really need to do a check or any of that. I am, however, going to flip a dark side point here for a narrative thing to happen for you guys, which is as you kind of walk out of the Dusty Wampa, the wind kind of kicks up and blows in, starts to blow a little harder, and a bell rings somewhere as a dust storm kind of starts to kick up a bit. And what this is going to do is when you're out in the dust storm, any range combat is going to get an automatic black dice to it. However, any stealth checks you guys make will automatically get a boost die to it. So a storm is kind of moving in. I'm going to write it in chat so we don't forget that it's an active effect for you guys. Dust storm.
This dust storm might work in our favor. So this is a prime opportunity to
let's do some scouting now.
Go in and go out and get what we came for.
Well, let's scout it out a bit first before we hit it, just to know the positionings of the guards and shit like that. Then we could probably hit it immediately. To just
sure.
Okay. But yeah, the streets kind of clear as this dust storm starts to kick up, and you see everybody kind of running for buildings and stuff like that. It is a little bit more difficult to breathe, but it's not anything dangerous or anything like that. And for the most part, it will kind of help give you guys cover as you kind of go and start to scout the best you can with a sandstorm going on the estate.
all right, so we hit the speeders, and I guess we start scouting out the area, like heading out. Well, actually, you still got to call Hosh, right? Tell him we touched down.
Well, while you guys were checking on the speeders, I would have done that.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
So yeah, Oyen, you contact Hosh, and what do you tell him exactly?
Hosh, we're here on Iridonia. We're gonna be scoping out the state here pretty soon, and we're gonna be hitting it momentarily. There's a bit of a dust storm. There's a bit of a dust storm, so communication may not be the best, but it'll probably help us on our on our job. So just letting you know it's gonna happen. So if anything happens, this is your heads up. And
then I'll just I don't imagine that he's gonna pick up, so or he's gonna answer right away. So I'll just shut it off there.
For a second, I thought it was so if anything happens, it's your fault.
If anything happens, fuck you guys. No, I'm kidding.
Man, fuck you.
So you guys reconvene at the speeders. The dust storm is really kicking up now. What's the plan?
We on the speeders. We heading in the direction.
I think what I would want to do is like we'll hop on the speeders. We'll find like a ridge or something nearby and kind of like scope out the area first. See like the patrol routes of like maybe the
Yeah.
droids or whatever, and then kind of
Okay.
see what like where we can find like a entry point. You know.
Yeah, I got you.
So we'll just a little recon just to kind of scope out the area. And also, I was going to tell you, Josh, I don't know if my dark vision will help me at all in this, you know, or like me being a Keldor helps me be in this environment the way that it is right now.
Yeah, look here.
Because I have atmospheric requirement. Well, I mean, obviously that's the mask that I need, but like the dark vision is kind of what I was,
I got you.
you know, wondering.
Let me look.
Like mainly just because of like dust storm, like you know the vision. How is the vision stuff gonna be like in this dust storm and all that for me is kind of what I was mainly asking about. Yeah.
So dark vision is it removes 2 black die to impose due to darkness from any skill checks. It's not a darkness, so technically, like think of it like this: if you're reading a book and you can't see it because it's dark because the dust storm is like blocking out the sun, right? You could remove black dye from that technically and like read the book without a penalty. But for the most part, at least with a perception check or anything like that, it probably will not help you necessarily in this situation. But we'll take it on a case by case.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was
Basis.
just wondering because I was curious about that. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's scope out this estate.
Yeah, let's do it.
Also, it is a good question to ask because it could indeed might help in some situation.
I have some macro binoculars, so I'm gonna pull those out and kind of just scope out like the doorway or the entry, just like see if there's any like entryway point, even if it's not a door or whatever. Yeah.
Well, first things first. I need you guys to roll a perception check with a black die to just find a ridge in the sandstorm or dust storm rather.
Fair
Any difficulty, Josh?
It's gonna be 2 purple dice with 1 black dice. I only want 1 person to do the roll, because whoever's in the leads is gonna do the roll.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yes. So 2 purples and a black, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. You are able to through the sand and dust able to find what would look like some of the dust clears out, it blows for just a moment, dies down enough for you to see a ridge up over near the palatial estate, as you kind of signal up in that situation. Sorry, to the party. Like, you guys probably really can't communicate. You might be talking on communicators, but I just assume you're using hand signals. And indicate to where to go. As you ride up in that direction, though, DT, a large branch comes flying in your direction, and it doesn't hit you, but it hits the bike and it suffers a strain damage. I'll write that down because I don't think I actually have like a thing for your bikes. I'm going to try to get that for you next week, but I have it here. It just kind of smacks into it, makes it take some strain. Nothing that would really damage it long term, but just a poor turn of luck with that threat. That's how I'm spending that threat. But yeah, you are able to get up on that ridge with no problems, and nobody can really see you. At least they would really have to be looking, and really nobody is in the sandstorm to see you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna pull out my macro binoculars and I'm gonna try to find some sort of entry point. and just kind of look around to see like if there's anybody outside, like droids or whatever, just to kind of find somewhere we can, gain entry.
Yeah.
Really.
I need another perception check from you, Oyen. It's gonna be a black die. You're gonna gain a boost die for your binoculars. You're gonna gain another boost die for the ridge. And if somebody wants to also assist with scoping out, I can give you another boost, or if we'll do it like this. If somebody wants to assist, either somebody else can do a roll along with Oyen, or you can assist Oyen and give him a boost. It's up to you.
I'll you go ahead.
No, I was saying, what's the difficulty? But go ahead.
Difficulty will be 3 purple die.
All right.
I'll assist him. I think I'll just roll for it because
Okay.
I don't know. So
Okay. So if you're just kind of gonna make a roll yourself, Marcus, it'll be same difficulty and a black die, and 1 blue for the ridge, for you as well.
Bro, the force is not with us
not
today.
with us today at all.
Yeah, that's lordy.
That dust storm be dust storming, I guess, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so Oyen, you can't see any droids or any, like, the dust storm is just really strong. However, your gaze is kind of like drawn, like, this is a pretty large estate, like, and it does kind of lift up out of the dust storm a bit. You can see like windows that are kind of up above, and balconies, possibly an entry point if you have some sort of rope or device of a climbing nature, at least up out of the dust storm. Marcus, you are trying to look, but the sun just happens to catch you through the dust in your eyes, and like you're Marcus, do you have anything metallic that would be showing on your persons, like a bright button or a necklace or anything of that type?
Yes, I think he has, like, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he has a necklace. Yep.
In all of like the wind kind of tearing at your poncho and stuff, your necklace kind of pops out for a second and just happens to catch the sun, and there's like a quick flash of it before you're able to grab it and kind of throw it back in, and that's going to be the threat spent on you. It is possible, and you realize this, Marcus, that if anybody was looking over there, they may have possibly seen a quick flash of light, that it could cut through possibly the dust storm. Maybe, who knows? Yeah.
All right, so we didn't get much out of that.
Nope. You sure didn't. Remember last week when you guys kicked ass at battle, though? Or the week before last?
Yeah.
Would I be able to use one of my advantages that I got for this to like take my speeder and like take it up close to the estate, but like without making much noise? Have it be like the dust storm is like covering the noise of it.
What you'll have to do is probably make a stealth check to move it up there, and I'll give you a boost for the storm and a boost for your advantage as well to kind of like cover it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to do that because I'm gonna try to grapple my way up to one of those windows or whatever, like you said. So that's
Also,
kind of my
Judge,
plan.
can I ask, how does the cloaking work on these?
The cloaking kind of only works when they're sitting still. It's like to hide them
That's
from
what I
anybody seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. So,
Because if it didn't, imagine driving around, but you're just sitting there in the air floating around.
that's why I was asking, because I was like, can I turn this on? It looked like I'm just flying.
Superman flying.
You're about to look like Wonder Woman in the Invisible Jet, is what I was thinking.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So give me a stealth check, Oyen. It'll be 3 purple die again. And 2 boosts, no black die, because you're getting a boost from the storm to approach this stealthily.
3 purple, 2 blues, correct?
Yes.
All right, please, Force, please be with us.
Oh
my god, bro! But I got a triumph somehow. Okay, cool.
All right, I know how to interpret this. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
By the way, guys, what I'm thinking about doing after the game is we're going to put a cap on Triumph XP because it gets a little... You guys are going to grow really strong here as you get more yellows, so I need to put a cap on that. But I'll talk to you after the game about it. So here's what happens, Ovian. You are traveling through the storm on your bike, and you're doing great. Like, it's really quiet and it's kind of stealth until you get really close to the estate. You realize you're close to the estate, but you think you're doing good. It's really quiet, and your bike for some reason just shudders a minute, and there's a loud kind of like bang come from it, which if anybody is listening out front could draw attention. However, with your Triumph, you are able to kind of gun it and get out of the where you would be at and kind of retreat to a safer part of the dusty sandstorm away from the estate. If you want, you could hang around and just to see if anybody comes to investigate that area if you want to check it. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait around and see what happens. I'm gonna try to like get some cover behind like a rock or something.
Yeah, there's probably a rock or something nearby where you can kind of lay low and kind of peek over. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you wait a few minutes, and then you see 2 droids come walking out into the midst of the dust storm, where the bike made the sound at, and they are just a couple of basic type police security droids. Nothing that would pose a problem if you were to fight them, although your goal here is to try to remain as undetected as possible, right? So yeah, they kind of come down and you can kind of overhear them say disturbance investigated, no nothing suspicious located. It was probably just the wind. The droids kind of bicker back and forth at each other as they kind of talk over it. It's like, and then they kind of, if you wait, they kind of turn around and walk back up to the palatial estate. So there are definitely droids outside watching that you're able to determine.
So after finding out about that, I don't know how close by everybody is, so I'm gonna hit him on the comm link and say,
Definitely droids outside. I just overheard and saw 2 of them investigate the noise over here where I'm at. I'm still hidden, however, but they think it's just the wind from the dust storm. So we're all right. Just keep an eye out. There is, if you can, there definitely is droids around the perimeter.
All right. All right. It's good to know.
When Oyen's voice comes over the comm, by the way, it is very crackly. It's clear that you guys can understand it, but this death storm is kind of very lightly interfering with your communications.
Josh, how big was this little, like, his area, like his compound or whatever? Like,
You got it from the air. When you flew over, so it's probably about. So bad with sizes. Think of it like a this is gonna sound stupid. Think of it like the size of a Walmart, but it also kind of goes up a little bit, where it gets smaller, right? So it's like it almost looks like a pyramid, kind of, but boxy. Up to about like 3 floors. So it's a pretty decently sized estate. And it has like walls, and then like there's ramps, right, that you go up to get in. That would like you could walk up and into. And like around. So like think of like the ramps lead up to a porch that leads into a door. Think of it like that. And like the porch goes all the way around. Kind of like that. And from what you saw in the air, it probably has about 4 entrances, right? So one on the north side, one on the south side, one on the east side, and one on the west side. Or east side, whichever side I did say. Probably based on what Oyen said, each of those sides probably have droid guards, would just make sense.
all right. Think
And then there's like balconies and places, windows and things of that nature.
all right.
Now, Hosh didn't say that there was a specific terminal you needed to get to. You just need to get to a terminal in there somewhere. And if you have a good enough slicer, any slicer can probably pull what you need if it's all linked into the same system, but you won't be able to tell that until you're able to get inside and get to work.
Right. All right. And which side of approximately do you think would Oyen be on right now? Like, on the
You
east
guys
side
are
or
probably on the south side.
the west side?
Yeah. Like Oyen is probably like a southwest as he kind of drove around his bike, and you guys are more like a southeast if you stayed up on that ridge. Now, like he'd be southwest side if he stayed where he was to look at those droids. Yeah, I don't know if he ever came back after that. I don't think we've made any moves since that happened.
I would still be over there.
Yeah, so he's like southwest. You guys are southeast up on that ridge still watching. He's
So
probably a little bit
I
closer than you guys now, but yeah.
So let's tell him through the comm link what happened.
All right. Oh, okay. Marcus, you ready? Okay. I think we should move from this position to like the rest of us is here and be like, let's move in. Let's move in on close to where Oyen is. And like move down on the bikes and try to like quietly make our way over there. Or if not quietly, but still. Right.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. So you guys are gonna make your way over to where Oyen is. You guys are probably staying away from the estate, so I'm not gonna make you do stealth checks or anything like that. But yeah, you're able to reconvene with him with your bikes over where he's at, which is I believe I said southwest side of the estate.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all back together again now.
Okay.
Whole crew back together.
All right, we need to find a way in.
Yeah.
So we can try to get in and get out as quickly as possible. So,
Josh, you were saying that there's like a window or something we could.
Yep, there's windows and stuff like around the building. Now, to get to those windows is going to be a little risky, most likely, because there is like that ramp wall thing that you're going to have to like deal with. And to get close enough to the window to make an attempt at it, you're going to have to go up that that way. So how you guys deal with that is totally up to you.
Mm-hmm.
As you
I
get
have an
closer,
idea.
and it becomes clearer, I will explain a little bit. Go ahead, DT.
I am going to on my comm link contact Rix.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say,
Rix, I believe you said I could contact you. I'm going to be infiltrating Drenda's compound estate. I was wondering if you, since you said since you were not the biggest fan of him, you might want to, either yourself or bring over some guys and maybe create some sort of distraction so I can make my way in. Shouldn't take too long. I should just I need to go in and find something, and then I'll make my way out. But I figured I'd let you know since you're not the biggest fan of this guy, and you said I could contact you. So if you wanna help in bringing, well, if you want to help this guy or help me by not helping this guy, then you can come on over and maybe help us out with the distraction so we can make our way in.
Okay, Oyen, there is a loud like feedback whistle going on with the communicator as you kind of say all this, as the storm is kind of interfering with it a bit. I need you to make a computers check for me. It'll be it will be 3 purple dice and a black dice for the storm. As you kind of trying to tune your communication device. Yeah, the device the device shorts and kind of makes like a loud crackling noise that kind of hurts your ears. You suffer 3 strain damage as you try to adjust it in the storm. While the storm
Bigfoot.
does, while the storm does have its advantages, it has its disadvantages too. You're not sure if the message got through, and the safe bet would be to think that it probably did not.
I have another idea. Would I be able to? How would the? I'm gonna contact Chippy if I can.
And I'm gonna Chippy, see if you can contact Rix and let him know if he can provide a distraction for us over here at the estate.
And then that's kind of all I
Comms?
say.
Are you using the comms again?
Yes.
You're gonna have to do another computers check. Exact same roll.
Ooh, come on, Chippy.
Well, it's not Chippy's end. It's the storm on your end that's causing issues. The communicator just goes dead. Like it's something shorts inside and it just fries out completely. You're gonna have to get a new comm device on the, or at least have somebody repair this one when you have downtime. Probably Jindy can do that, but the message does not go through.
It may not be particularly advisable to use comms devices right now. The electricity in the air, static electricity in the air from the dust blowing around. Feedback and whatnot.
Son of a crate dragon.
This picture of Ian just doing this in the same time as communicator breaks stocks is like, we shouldn't use our communicators. It's going bad.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of all the just check failed, check failed, check failed,
the,
check failed, check failed.
Bam, bam, bam.
Let me try and think. Do I want to do something? Do I want to try and make a gizmo?
What's a gizmo gonna do?
Let's see, because we're in a storm, and we're trying to try safely. Because the thing is that I don't think we should split up in the storm, but also at the same time, it's also hard to speak through the storm.
Yeah.
And Onion knows that there's a window of the place that we're trying to get to. We're trying to get into.
That's what you've all gathered so far from looking. Like, you can also, try to get closer, be stealthy. You don't have to do that. If you need some suggestions.
Could
Yeah.
I
I was thinking.
Could I try to check using a data pad I have on me if I can see if there's any sort of, probably gonna be a bad roll, any sort of signals coming and going from this area?
Oh, like a communication signal or
like
jamming signals or any kind of electronic device type dealios. Sure, you can make that check. It'll be a computers check, 3 purple dice and a black dice. You can run this on you're kind of like doing a scan with like your data pad and the info and stuff you have on it, right? Is that kind of how it's going?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Make that check. 3 purple dice, 1 black.
3 purple, 1 black.
Come on, man, you got it.
I'm gonna use the light side to turn one of my greens to a yellow.
Okay.
I'm not gonna look.
You got it.
Success.
Oh man, a success! Wow.
Thank God I turned that green.
We've
Yeah.
done a thing.
Okay. So you are able to pinpoint here on the side. It happens to be on the side that you're on of a signal of some kind, some descript. Kind of being sent out from a room on the southwest side of the building. It's probably like a computer room. It probably leads to a computer room. So you're able to kind of like determine a location that would probably be good for you guys to make your way toward. Probably the place you need to get to get this information that you need. Yeah. And you suffer one strain, Jindy, as you kind of narrow your eyes and look a little bit closer at it, like the wind just gusts and kind of hits you in the face with a big cloud of dust kind of stinging your eyes a bit.
Okay, so I've got a signal, and it's like, what you said, it was communication, or
It's just some signal. It's not necessarily communication. It will lead you to a room full of electronics and computers and probably like that. You can determine that from it.
okay. Obviously, I can't do anything with this signal. Like, I can't like access into it.
Not from here. You need to get inside and get to like you'd need to slice into it.
A terminal. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least we have a safe. At least we have a.
You
safe
have a location.
trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
Well-
found some sort of electrical signal in this in the storm, so we might have a clear path to wherever it is we're going.
Let's go. Let's still gonna go out. I could try and make a distraction, so it's joked goodbye. The by the drawers, so we can get through. Right. Unless anybody else has any other ideas.
I was just gonna try to stealth my way in there.
I mean, we do have this cover of the storm to help us with our approach, but
That's true.
How far are we from like an actual like thing like the estate?
Yeah.
Like, how close are we to it?
That's up to you guys. Like you can be close, you can be medium, you can be far. Like you guys are kind of off planning right now, so it's totally up to you. The distance doesn't matter too much because you are cloaked in the dust storm a bit, so that's completely up to you guys. Like if you want to be like, we're just around the corner kind of huddled, you can do that. Like
All right.
if you're curious to how far you're gonna have to stealth or anything like that, it's not gonna be very far. And in this weather, it's gonna be fairly easy to stealth up to the door. It's just a matter of avoiding if there's any entanglements or whatever. That's up to the dice. Fate is not being kind. That's totally up to you guys.
I could say we I don't know about you guys, but I think we should just try to stealth our way in here. The dust storm could definitely help us with that. And the only other thing that I would be curious about is if there's any cameras around the outside that maybe might spot us as we try to mentor our way in. But even then, I mean, I think the storm will help us. But Just a thought.
Well, before we get any closer, I could try and make some sort of jammer to maybe try and jam if there is cameras and such.
You could do that. You have the thingy, right?
Yeah, my once per session cool ability
Yeah, you absolutely could try to do that.
contraption. Have to make a hard mechanics check. Yeah, let's just do it over. Let's just do it now, just in case.
Yeah, it'll be a one-time use if it's a success.
Yep.
It's a wash, which means you recover that strain if you took you took one earlier, and
I'll recover the strain.
unfortunately it's burned. Like the sand is just causing too much issue with putting it together.
Cool. Yeah, that's contraption out of the way. Cool.
All right, I think we're just
Stealthy
we
up.
just need to go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're gonna stealth up, I need stealth checks from everyone. You get a blue boost, and the difficulty is going to be 1 purple die because of the storm. It's not going to be very hard.
The mighty sun. Come on.
Doc, you rolled 2 purple, but you can keep that if you want to.
Oh, you're right. I did.
Come on,
I
Marcus,
think
you
it's-
got this.
It would just be it's
wash,
fine.
So
All right.
Come on. You got this, Marcus. You're the greatest.
Nope.
Okay. Let's see if anybody notices. I'm going to do a roll in private.
They notice Marcus is gonna have to be a distraction.
Oh yeah, no, I'm ready to. I got a whole thing.
that should just be written on the back of Marcus's jacket. I'm the distraction.
Let's see. So, okay. So here's what happens. You guys make your way stealthily up to the wall, and there is a ramp that kind of leads up to doors, Oyen, that you can see. Marcus, you let out a... well, you don't really let out a sound. You just kind of stumble and make a little bit of a noise as you kind of stealth your way down. Oyen, you can see around the corner 2 police droids up guarding the door. But they take no notice of you guys. At least up to this point, with anything going on. So that is to say, Marcus, that they did not detect you.
Gotcha.
They failed to see through the storm. Just to make it clear to you that they rolled bad with it. So you guys are now up against a wall, and next to the wall is a ramp that leads up into a door, and there are 2 droids guarding the door. The wall is only like you could grab up to it and pull yourselves up. You wouldn't need a check to do that, but they are going to notice you if you do that. So that's kind of to give you the lay of the land.
Okay.
So our entryway is this door, but we just gotta find a way to distract these droids or do something with them. Does anybody not have an EMP grenade or anything like that? Maybe we can disable these droids, or maybe force them to check something else. I don't know. We got to get these guys out of the way.
Doc, reaches into his pack and pulls out an EMP grenade.
I mean,
Handy.
yes, I do. It's not exactly low key though. I think they might notice.
That hurt my head. Smet said low key. I'm done.
He's not wrong. They make some noise.
I mean, the boom this thing makes is not mistakable for like a lightning strike in the storm. It's an ion grenade, and you know.
Well, any other ideas then? How to distract these droids or get them out of the way?
They did investigate a noise earlier for you, Owen, so that is something to remember.
I think Markus will be like, okay.
Just
I have
blow
an
up that
idea.
speeder real quick, and then they can go
No.
check that.
I'll move. Okay, he gets back on like the speeder and he's like, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction and make some sort of noise or something and get them to come in my direction. And while I do that, y'all get into the room, get the information.
But isn't there other droids in the other doorways as well? Won't they also be after you if they hear it?
They'll be pretty. I, as the DM, and you as the player, would realize that with the storm and everything, they're probably so far away they won't necessarily hear you from this side.
Okay, I'm not sure how like big each
No,
side is.
I got you. That's why I'm clarifying for you. They are probably like they're far enough away that they probably wouldn't. I can't say 100% sure because it depends on dice rolls, right? But as long as like you're not like driving over in front of that area where they would be located at, you would probably be okay. Probably. Dice rolls are a bitch though. So.
I trust Markus enough to do this, so if he wants to do that, he can handle that, and we'll try to infiltrate the estate. Does that work for everybody?
Splitting the party. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out.
I was gonna say, okay? So you said there's droids obviously patrolling. Is there any sort of like doors near them and such?
They're not patrolling. They're not patrolling. They're just standing in front of the door.
Okay.
That's why I was saying we need to get them out of the way because our way in is where they're at.
Okay, so
literally just standing there.
Markus will hop on the speeder and turn it like.
Because I have another odd action that I want to maybe attempt.
Yeah, something you want to try?
Bad motivator. Once per game session, take the bad motivator action. Make a hard mechanics check to cause one targeted device to spontaneously fail. Obviously, droids probably wouldn't count because they're not really a device. So that's how I was thinking maybe if the door just randomly opened or something, they'd be like, what the hell?
I would probably let you do it on one of these droids, yeah.
Well, okay.
They're basic bitches. they don't look like heavy duty droids or anything. You know what I mean? A heavy duty droid would probably not work on. One of these rinky dink security droids probably would.
I am definitely closing my eyes for this one because.
Well, that's if you want to do it. It's only going to take out one, so remember that there are two.
I would definitely do that. Help increase our chances. I'm not looking. I'll look at them. Click the button.
Hey.
4 successes. Okay.
Hey yo.
All right. So here's what happens. It turns out the power of the Force is on your side today as a the sandstorm has really gunked up these droids, right? At least the one. And it kind of just powers down and then kind of drops to its knees and then falls over on the ground. The other droid takes notice of it laying there and kind of moves over to inspect it, turning its back to you guys and kind of taking a knee down as it's like, hey, what are you doing? No sleeping on the job. You have time to do something here if you want to.
So he's still in front of the door, but he's got his back to us?
He's got his back to you guys, yes. But he's still in front of the door, yes.
And we are still on the wall underneath them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
wall
so
underneath
I would
them.
like to... Well, you got anything, Loki, before I go?
Well, I was just saying, I think Doc would probably try to run up to him and jack in and and hack the droid.
Go
Alright.
for it. So you'll run
okay,
up. You're going
yeah,
to
what do you
jack
want
into
me
the
to roll?
droid. It'll be a computers check. It is a very basic bitch droid. It's going to be 1 purple dice. No setbacks because it's just you actually doing it. Yeah, it'll just be 1 purple dice.
Come on, you got this.
Righty.
Go, Doc. Go. Come on, Doc. Let's go.
Okay.
I don't think I can actually fail that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But you're able to get in easily, Doc. And here's where we're going to add a little fun in the slicing if you guys want to do this. It's up to you. This is an optional rule. Doc, would you like to disable the security program? Would you like to enact a command for the droid? Or would you like to lock it down?
I'd like to. What does disabling security do?
Probably just shut down its security. Like it would probably stop guarding this and go do something else.
Okay.
Type thing, or it might just turn off completely. Either of those. It depends on what.
Okay.
Narratively, how we want to do it.
Yeah. I'll do a command.
You want to enact a command? Okay.
Yeah, and the command that I want to put in there is I want to tell it that it's I want to trick its auditory sensors so that it thinks it hears a noise, out in the storm, kind of far away from us, and just so that it'll walk out into the storm and probably get disabled in the process.
Okay.
Put it on loop for like 10 minutes so it keeps coming back, hearing the noise, going back out.
Yeah.
Playing Payday. I just
Roll a 1 purple security again. I know you can't really fail, but there is like a chance of a wash here. So go ahead and give me just another 1 purple computers check. This is just to enact the command.
All right.
Okay.
That's a triumph.
Yeah. See why I tell you to roll, guys? I'm totally on your side. I am on your side. This is a collaborative storytelling exercise. Yeah, Doc. With that triumph, you give it the command, and it stands up, and it starts walking toward the door, and it opens it, and then it turns around and starts walking off into the desert. As you have kind of told it to investigate a sound out in the desert. But something in its wiring made it open the door for you.
challenging.
Okay. Right. So at the moment, there are no droids and no threats in sight. You kind of make your way into the estate, and it is very large, but it's like you're looking down a very pristine hall. With a lot of doors along the way. You happen to know which door that you need, however, to get to a terminal, or at least an electronics room, with Jindy's role earlier to detect a signal. And it's actually really close nearby. I'm assuming you guys are still stealth, so I'm still using your stealth checks from earlier as you guys kind of move down through the estate until you find yourselves in front of this door that should have the stuff that you need on the other side of it.
All right. Can be. Are there any cameras around?
Now you see. Give me a perception check. 2 purple dice.
Gotcha. Nice perception. I think I'll use a light side point for this.
Go right ahead. Marcus, there are no security cameras, which strikes you as odd.
Yep. No, he'll let something be like, something's off about this. Why?
Well, he might just be confident that the security droids outside are good enough. He's not worried about anybody actually getting inside.
Maybe. Have we seen any like activity in at all, like, or heard any like people or droids or anything inside the building since we come in?
You've only been in a few minutes. You hear clanking as there's obviously things going on in other rooms. But you're avoiding those rooms because you don't
Right.
not necessarily need. I mean, you can go back and enter them if you would like to, but you
No,
know where you were
it's
kind of going. But there are signs that there are people probably here doing things. They're just with the storm going on outside, they're all probably just doing stuff inside. Who knows? You know?
yeah.
We need to find a terminal quickly and get what we need so we can get out quickly.
All right. I assume the door is locked.
If you try to open it, let me know.
I'm trying to think of what the equivalent of
Would
this
there be
is.
if there's it's probably locked. There's probably like a computer like terminal to the side that controls the door that says it's probably locked. So you'll probably have to figure out a way to open it. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, I guess Doc, give me your best. Go gentle.
I certainly can. With slicing, there is always a chance of detection. Should they suspect that we were here, but certainly go that route.
Yeah. If you want to attempt to slice the door, this difficulty will be 3 purple.
3 purple. All right. What is the lock? Like, is it like clearly a electronic lock that's hooked up to the system? Or does it look like it could be like mechanically bypassed?
There's like a pass key slot that would like open it. So probably like you could go into it and slice it like with a computer, or you could go into it probably mechanically and try to bypass that if you want to. So you could probably do a computer or a mechanics. Totally up to you.
I think to avoid
Mm-hmm.
the risk of them detecting the slice, I probably try to mechanically bypass it.
Mechanics check will be 2 purple instead of 3.
Sick.
You got this.
Triumph.
Once more.
Where's my fucking
With
triumph
skill.
at? Where's my triumph boundary?
Okay.
What the fuck?
Triumph.
Okay.
Whack ass fucking website.
All right, Doc. You're able to very easily, with just a quick and a zip, and a little rewiring here and there, and there's a little spark of power as these new wires kind of touch, and there's a quiet little beep as the door light turns green, and it opens up into a room full of computers, data pads, and like hollow terminals. There is nobody in the room currently.
Okay, so the room is completely empty.
It's empty. There is like a hit of warm air as like the door opens, right, because of all the electronics running in here. But you do not see anything in particular.
Cool.
Any person in particular. My bad.
So is there
Sometime-
a terminal in there?
Mouth get ahead of brain.
Yeah, so walk in and start looking around for a terminal.
Well, there's definitely plenty of those around, Doc.
Lots of terminal. Okay.
I think we all come
You
in.
need
We
to
close
tell
the door.
beep 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 beep.
Doc, you can tell just by looking at them, they're all probably wired into the same system. So you should only
Okay.
have to hack. You should probably only have to look into one.
Okay. So I'll do pull out my stuff and like make sure because I want to make sure that there's no like at least visual evidence that I've been in here. So I'm taking my time and make sure I don't scratch anything.
Okay. Sorry, Loki.
And
I was reading something. What are you doing?
So yeah, I was just taking my time. I'm gonna try to jack in. But,
Yeah, I got you.
Just prepping the area, make sure that I'm like you got a little piece of some tape over it so I don't scratch anything.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't want to leave any traces.
No traces. Okay. All right. Here's the moment of truth. This is going to be a 4 purple dice difficulty check.
Oh boy.
Here we help.
Computers. Do you have a way to help?
Can I use like my triumph from the previous or the advantage to boost myself on this in some way?
Sure. You can upgrade like the green to yellow if you want to, or
oh boy.
Or you could I would also probably allow you to downgrade the difficulty if you wanted to. It'd be one or the other though.
That's probably better. That's better. Let's downgrade the difficulty.
All right. So it will be 3 purple instead of 4.
Cool. All right.
Some residual data code lies within your data tool from the bypass earlier.
All right. And
GM bullshit.
oh,
It did it.
there we go.
That was close. Uh,
That was a little too close.
We open a prayer.
Okay, here's what happens. You are able to get into the system. It is accessed. So now you are looking for the data based on the system in the Trandoshan area of space. So, Doc, I need another computer's check, 2 purple, to find this information. As there is a lot of information in here.
All right.
Doc does
Can
that
I
thing
use-
from Ghost in the Shell, where his fingers split into more fingers and then more fingers.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
What did you want to do, Bigfoot, before you rolled that?
I wanted to have like try to use my like valuable facts thing to help this.
Ooh.
Okay. What does valuable facts do again?
For encounter, perform value facts action. I make a knowledge check. If successful, add a triumph to ally skill check.
Okay, absolutely. Go right ahead and do that. It'll be a
Hell yeah.
outer rim, right? Where's Trandoshan located?
Trandoshan, that's mid-rimish.
Mid rim,
okay.
mid rim then. So it could be outer or core, whichever one's better for you. Bigfoot is what I'm trying to. You know
So
your stats better than I do.
Yeah, either or. Just make a regular. Do I have any purple or just?
What's it?
Oh
What's
yeah,
it say?
I have two. Yeah.
Two,
I got
okay.
it. Yeah, man. All right. Nope, did not help at
Jesus
all.
Christ.
Nope, it's impossible.
Oh, no.
You could pass on this
Not
advantage and give him a boost.
Yeah, I'll give him a boost with that.
I'll
Fuck it.
take that boost. All right. So I
I
get
s-
a boost.
I assume everybody else
said
is kind
it's-
of like guarding the door and stuff. 2 purple.
Yeah.
It's 2 purple. Okay. Here we go.
All right, Doc.
So much advantage.
You find what you need. You find a file about smuggling humanoid type creatures in the Trandoshan space area. With your advantages, you get 6. You discover that he has a operation set up on Trandosha. He has probably about 50 to 75 slavers working for him in that area. You see that he is making large amounts of credits off these slaves. He's transporting them back to Iridonia to work in the mines. You see that he currently has within this compound probably about being held here, probably about 2 or 3 slaves just being held awaiting transfer. And you also find some information about a gem of some kind that he has been paid with that is within his possession. Something valuable. So make sure you write all that down. And yeah, you're able to retrieve it. You can have it. You can put it on a data pad or whatever you need to get it in there. Yeah.
You said 50 to 60 slavers?
Yeah, 50 to 60 slavers estimated. He's not even really sure how many he has.
Okay, so I know that he has a couple of slaves like here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like indication of where they are, like a layout, or like does he have a holding pen somewhere?
There's no layout or any of that in this system. Like he doesn't have he doesn't need a map of his own estate, right? So he knows it. So it's not within the system, or anything like that. He is obviously, Doc, you can tell this. He's obviously trying to keep it really fucking quiet because he doesn't have cameras around. There is no camera security system that you can look through. So no recordings, right? Of any kind, even his own. He is doing, that's why you probably haven't seen a lot of people necessarily as well. Very easy to deduce that once you're in the system. Because the system was very hard to get into, right? Like it is, Doc, it wasn't easy to hack into the security of this particular device. So like the only evidence that you really have been able to found of what's going on here is in this terminal, and you haven't. There is no like panels of control or anything like that that would be like you couldn't open all the doors from this thing, and you couldn't open like security cages from this thing. You'd have to actually physically be there, the way he kind of has his estate set up.
So it's not like a fully networked thing.
Yeah, he is. You can tell this man is paranoid.
He's paranoid. Yeah.
This is Abra.
This one's a rare piece of trash.
Truly.
Definitely a slaver, and there's at least a couple of slaves on premises right now. Also some valuables. I have no idea where, but some gems or something of value here right now.
Doc, this is up to you. Totally up to you if you want to do this. You could put a backdoor into the system. It'll be a 4 purple computers difficulty check. A 3 purple computers difficulty check. So you could put a backdoor here. You couldn't access it unless you're here, but if you ever leave and come back to this system, you could access it without having to do like a difficulty check in the future. So it's like putting a backdoor in that you can access. Just letting you know that is a thing that you could do.
No, better leave that. Better leave well enough alone.
Okay.
All right.
So, job's done. We could walk out, we can leave now. And blame anybody from Naughty to do that. There's also a couple of involuntarily servitude people on premises that we could potentially do something about. There's also, maybe if we don't get paid for doing the job because we didn't stay undetected, maybe we could compensate ourselves. But I'm just throwing out options.
We have what we came for, so I think we should probably just leave.
Yeah, you do have what you need, so it's up to you guys. Is the plan to skedaddle?
As much as it'd be nice to help out these slaves here, I just don't see how we could do that without causing a ruckus around here. So it'd be best to just leave, in my opinion.
I state for the record, I don't mind causing a ruckus.
Marcus,
But I defer to the group.
he thinks on it for a second. He'll say, I don't. We should probably just leave, is what I want to say. But I think if we can, we should try to help these slaves. I mean, this is probably their best opportunity, considering for any type of help, considering nobody knows we're here, and we know the rough layout of this area and sort of the measures of it. What if you think we should go? Fine with that. But I'd like to help them if we can.
It is a bit of a quandary. On one hand, I despise slavers, and this whole situation makes my skin crawl. On the other hand, maybe their best chance to both shut down the entire operation and to save the ones that are here is to get the information that we have back to Hosh undetected. So, I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a conundrum.
So we're gonna help the slaves then? Always take them back to the ship.
Yes.
Also, if they have a slave operation on Trandosha, that makes me think they're dealing in Wookiees as their main
Yes.
source of slaves. So,
Was there any indication of that? Of like what kind of humanoids were being trafficked in the data?
There was not. No, there was not.
Hard to know that from the data available, but it seems plausible. Trandoshans do like to enslave Wookiees.
exactly. I know they helped the Empire during their reign. Do the same.
Okay. What's the plan? You got two options. You can stick around to try to help these creatures, the 3 or 4 creatures that are around in this estate, or you can go deliver the information, or if you can think of another use for that information, or whatever, that's totally up to you guys. But I need to know which direction we're going.
I'll say like Marcus he wants to help the slaves. He wants to go do that.
Okay. Doc defers to the group, right, Doc?
Doc is in camp, free the slaves.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what Jindy's on for this one.
Yeah, Jindy. Any opinion on what the group's doing? Or any thoughts to add?
Well, obviously, I should obviously slavery's bad and all that stuff.
Yes.
You don't say.
Very yeah. But the thing is, it's weird because like it's like this is a whole smuggler campaign, so it's like
So
Jeudy is definitely gonna try to free the slaves.
okay,
Okay, so
let's free some slaves then.
gotcha. I just want you guys to know, when I wrote out this quest originally, I wrote down a moral quandary crops up affecting the PCs. I think we have successfully fulfilled that that wrote down thing. Okay. The plan is to attempt to hunt down the slaves in this estate, or the beings in this estate that are being held, and to free them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did that terminal say anything about where they'd be at, or are they just around?
No intel on the compound at all. He's very paranoid, so he purposely does not have any of that written down.
Is there any reference to like? Well, no, you said it was mostly droids. I was gonna see if there were any like organic like people in the compound and shit, like to like do anything or have any work in case we could, just in case, try to pass ourselves off as like some workers or some shit like that.
Not
I'm
anything you've
saying,
seen.
I don't think so.
One thing I did forget to mention though is there was a landing pad outside the estate on the north east side of the building.
Interesting. So we have potential escape.
So the landing pad, but we didn't see anything on it.
No,
we
there was
couldn't see
no
anything on it.
there was no ship on it. No,
Okay.
but it would make sense for like a delivery or something of that nature, right? Like
Mm-hmm. It's like a loading dock.
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
All right, then we're on the southwest side of the building, so it's on the opposite end.
Yeah, it's like on the opposite end of where you would be, probably in that area. The landing like pad was outside, to the north east. But you could deduce that if they were going to bring in something, they probably wouldn't take it very far. So it makes sense to it'd probably be on the northeast side of the estate of where you were looking. That just makes sense.
I guess we gotta make our way in that direction.
Also, I got my Star Wars stuff.
Stealthily.
Hey, let's
Nice.
go.
Actually, one moment. I have an idea.
And Doc will retrace our steps and try to go back to the droid that had shut down.
Okay.
And I will use the power up a shutdown device action from my suit, and hack it at the same time because I want to give it a command.
Okay, you can do that.
Heal. Do I roll computers, or because he's shut off, it's
It could be either one. It depends on how you want to do it.
okay?
It's totally up to you.
Yeah, because I want to slice him, and give him a command.
Gotcha.
So I'll roll computer. What difficulty should I?
One
roll?
purple. Basic
One
bitch.
purple. Because this
droid.
basic bitch.
Okay,
Jesus.
you can
Yes.
tell him to do a backflip off the moon, and he would somehow. So
All right. So I want to get in his head and make it seem like he's getting a command from from his owner to meet him at the holding room for the slaves.
Gotcha. Okay. Droid powers up and starts walking into the a hallway and into up toward the northeast area.
We've an escort, so follow the droid.
All right. Follow the droid.
So you guys are still following the droid. I assume you're still being stealthy-ish.
Stealthy.
Which
Pink Panther walking through the fucking.
I kind of picture it in my head to what you guys are doing. Eventually, you don't run into any trouble. The droid moves pretty quickly, and you guys follow quickly behind. You come across this large, like, double door, and the droid opens it, and inside you don't see any, like, other droids or any other beings, except for in the back of the room there are 3 cages, very large cages, and inside you see these beings with slave collars around their necks in these cages. They are not Wookiees, they are in fact Trandoshans, and that is where we are going to end tonight's session, as you guys enter this room to not Wookiee slaves, but Trandoshan slaves, locked in this cage.
Plot twist.
That's not something you see every day.
They're slaving themselves. Oh man.
I mean, it's a Zabrak slavery.
Watch it not be Trandoshan slaving them, it's the Wookiees. The Wookiees pull the reverse guard on them. The Wookiees like, now it's our turn.
Well, we just kind of naturally assumed that it was Trandoshans doing the slaving, but it just said that the operation was on Trandosha, not that it involved Trandoshans.
And plus, I was also like, because this dude isn't like, he's a Zabrak guy, like the guy that we're dealing with right here, right? He's a Zabrak, and he's the one running the thing. And like, I've seen enough of like the Trandoshans to be like, I don't think they go outside the family for shit like this with like other people.
Yeah. But that's gonna do it for the game, guys. Thank you all for playing. I know the dice were a little mean, but you guys pulled it out in the end. Like, it kind of turned around. That's the way it goes sometimes. Thank you to my lovely players for playing. We played like 30 minutes longer than we usually do, so hey, we played longer. And I'm gonna go ahead and clear. Nope, that's not the right thing. There we go. Nope, that's also not the right way. Nope, wrong way. Nope. Nope. Doesn't matter. I'll fix it later. Let's just go ahead and do our shout outs, guys. I'll go first. Thank you to my players for playing. I know the dice were a little mean, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. You guys have you've technically completed the job at this point. Now we're just into the extracurricular, extra credit phase of the quest. For me, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 on stream off and on the next streams, so make sure to go follow me at twitch.tv/Josh902. I'm Josh902. I own and operate this Heroes and Fables channel, where we're going to be doing more tabletop stuff in the future. Clockwork Cantina podcast is on Monday. We're going to do some more D&D world building. I have a PDF that DT and I are going to hop into. Make sure to stop by Josh902 on Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the world building, 12 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there is right now. I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to DT. DT, what are your shout outs, bud?
shout out to everybody for playing the game today. Always good when we have everybody on board. Shout out to you, Josh, for as always for DMing, GMing, all that good stuff, running the production as well. And coming up for me, I'm currently going through Spider-Man Miles Morales right now. I'll probably be finishing that up next stream, and then moving into Assassin's Creed Unity as we continue those games. But yeah, looking forward to that. Happy July. We are summer, baby, and I hate it because it's hot. But good luck to everybody out there. See you next time.
Okay. We'll go around. Derper, shout outs, bud.
Shout out obviously to the lovely, lovely DM that you are, and also to everyone showing up for the game. I'm glad you're feeling better, because I remember you were saying how sick you were last week. But I am very curious to see if it is really Trandoshans enslaving Trandoshans, or it really is Wookiees enslaving Trandoshans. But I'm very curious, especially if we ever talk to the slaves, or if they feel comfortable talking with outsiders about their situation. But I'm glad to be on the good side, and hopefully RNG's on our side next session, because holy fuck. And that's it.
Okay. Bigfoot, shout outs. Anything you want to recommend to anybody out there, or what you're up to, or any of that stuff you want to talk about? Go ahead.
Shouts out to everybody for playing and making it a really great time. And shouts out to you for GMing and giving us a lot of curveballs and fun little things in this one. Yeah, just loving playing the game.
Okay. Loki, shout outs, bud.
Yeah, shout out to my shining star Valhalla, and also to Itty Bitty the eldest. It's her birthday today.
Hey.
So
Happy birthday!
that was
Happy birthday,
a
Itty
good
Bitty.
time. We had a party early.
Nice, man.
Awesome. All right. That's going to do it for today's show. We'll catch you next Saturday or on Monday if you come by the podcast. And I enjoy playing Star Wars with you guys. We'll see you next time. Take care of each other and have a good July. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.